People think I'm a lunatic. They think I'm crazy. They thought I was crazy when I was 15 when dealing with money. They thought I was crazy when I was 20, 25, the way I dealt with money. And people probably think you're crazy too. They think you're a lunatic. But I did a series probably about a couple weeks ago about my relationship with money, and it got me thinking, like, maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's part of the reason people think we are lunatics. They think we are crazy. They think the decisions we make are not great ones or really good ones, right? So there's a lot of reasons behind it, but I want to explain and really talk through that specifically. Why do people think we're crazy when it comes to money? Thank you for checking out my channel, Building Bronze. My name is O'Neal. This channel is focused in on mental, physical, and financial wellness. This is going to be about the psychology of it and why I thought the way I thought. And maybe you think the way you think. I want you to think about something. We, as individuals, come across each other's paths like probably 0.0001% of the time. Right? There's millions of people on the earth and millions of people in the United States. You don't cross paths with a lot of them. Social media gives you the ability to, but you don't. You have to think about this. I come from a single parent household. Mean income for single parent households is below 50K. The neighborhood I grew up in was an okay neighborhood, but low income. You know, wasn't a lot of violence, things of that nature, but low income. So people were living paycheck to paycheck. Everybody in the neighborhood basically was living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe it was a couple outliers, but based on the conversations I heard my mom have and their friends have, everybody was struggling. But they still got it out the mud. They still fought diligently to put food on the table and make ends meet. Right? So I saw that struggle. I saw that fight. Some of that carried with me through my adulthood and how I approached money. Right? I saw my mom struggle, so it was a norm for me. It was normal to see someone go out and work, right? They go out, work, and then when they get that paycheck, they struggle to know what to do with it. Right? So that was my relationship with money. And so when I got out in the workforce, it was the same thing. So I didn't have knowledge, of course. I bought my first car, finance, of course. High interest rate, 18 years old, of course. But that's what I saw and that's what I knew. My friends thought I was crazy. You know, mom had to co-sign on the car. They thought I was crazy. But I thought I was normal. And it was normal to me, and that's all that mattered, right? Because you have to go through it to learn it, right? And once you've learned it, then you've gained wisdom. So think about you. I think about my cousin, just different. 2-parent household, low poverty neighborhood, right? I mean, impoverished neighborhood, but it was high violence in that neighborhood. So he was asked to look at money differently. High violence, fast cash neighborhood, right? And the mean income was probably the same within the neighborhood. But what the kids were faced with and what they grew up around was totally different. So they didn't care about money at all outside of survival and could it get them that next thing, whatever that is. And he was about fast cash. He was getting it fast, as fast as he could. Didn't matter what it took to get it. But for me, I looked at, man, you're wild. Why are you doing this? That was his reality, right? That was his reality. That's what he knew. So it was normal to him. What was crazy to me was normal to him. What was crazy to them was normal to me. And then I think about My uncle, he came from a household with money. They invested, they did all these things, right? And he knew about money at an early age, right? He didn't know how to work the stock and stock markets, invest and things like that, but he knew about money. He knew what he needed to do to make his money work for him, right? He made poor financial decisions. We all do. But those financial decisions were brought from some of the same struggles he had. 2-parent household, middle income, had some knowledge of money, but parents divorced, right? Dad left. Mom struggled. Or felt like she was struggling. Obviously, to me, that wasn't a struggle, but for her, it was different, right? You come from a place, or you're around something, or you get accustomed to something, it becomes the norm for you. So your struggle is not my struggle. Your norm is not my norm. Your crazy is not my crazy. But it could be crazy to someone. So when thinking about that, know that we all come from different walks of life. And a lot of the decisions we make about money is structured on what we've been through, what was normal to us that could be crazy to others. So if you're here, I'm trusting that you're here to learn and gain some understanding of why we're doing what we do, why 70% of the U.S. is paycheck to paycheck or whatever it is. The percentage is high. If you're one of those people, think about that first. Think about why you are making the decisions you've made, what influence it's had on it, or had on them decisions, and then make a change if that's what you want. Maybe you don't mind the thought process of being broke every once in a while. Maybe you don't mind it. I do. So I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to make what seems crazy to other people now my new normal. And my new normal is going to be a person that looks at money differently. My new normal is going to be a person that budgets. And budget is damn near a 4-letter word, because no one wants to talk about budgeting. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to do something. And I don't ask people to do many things. First, comment below if you're actually on a budget, like you calculate your money, right? Answer below, comment, whatever they say. You better subscribe though. The next thing I'm going to ask you to do is, the next time someone complains to you about money, all I want you to ask them is, what is their budget?